Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to bring this meeting to order, the Zebulon Board of Commissioners meeting, April 7th, 2025. First, we need the, do we do pledge first?
Yep.
Pledge. We have Pledge of Allegiance, and will be led by Miss Chloe Brooks. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next, we'll have the approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
We have a motion. Is there?
Commissioner Davis has something.
I'd like to pull from consent, if I may. If I can just pull consent B, Parks and Recreation Property Acquisition.
Just a second. Okay. We'll move that to new business, item C, under C.
Yeah. We're going to put it under C.
We have to, did you vote on it?
Any other items? So we need another motion.
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
We have a motion to approve the agenda as amended. We need a second. All in favor? Motion approved. Thank you. Next, school recognition. Ms. Chloe?
Dad, you can come up here to take those pictures. You don't have to sit back there. Okay.
Let them know people at the door trying to come in, it's locked.
We would like to recognize Chloe Brooks as the epitome of a true student athlete, always prioritizing her academics, responsibilities before her athletic pursuits. Her dedication to excellence extends beyond the classroom as she consistently goes above and beyond in everything she does. Respected by both her peers and staff, Chloe is known for her strong work ethic, integrity, and leadership. She sets high expectations of herself, striving for personal growth and success in all her life. The town of Zebulon recognizes Chloe Brooks of the Zebulon Gifted and Talented Magnets Middle School for her academic and athletic excellence. April 7th, 2025, signed this day, Mayor Glenn L. York. Next, we will have Miss Marianne Martin. We would like to recognize Marianne Martin as an exceptional math teacher at the Zebulon Gifted and Talented Magnet Middle School. Ms. Martin is a nationally board certified teacher with 20 years of teaching experience. The last 6 being at Zebulon Middle School. She has taught math interventions at 7th and 8th grade math and Math 1. She coached the soccer and basketball and is the maths department chairperson. Ms. Martin employs the building thinking classroom model in her classes and works very hard to ensure her students are successful. The town of Zebulon recognizes Mary Ann Martin, Zebulon Gifted and Talented Magnet Middle School, for her dedication to her students and leadership with the math department. April 7th, 2025, signed Glenn L. York, Mayor. Next, we will have mayor's recognition. Main Street champion is Patricia Robson.
There she is.
Mayor's recognition. The town of Zebulon is proud to announce that Patricia Robinson has been selected as the town's first Main Street champion. Patricia's dedication was instrumental in shaping the success of our Downtown Association's community programs, which has led Zebulon's acceptance into both the North Carolina Main Street community and the Main Street of America affiliate. Her unwavering support of downtown businesses, beautification efforts, and engagement in civic organizations has made a lasting impact. Her passion and countless volunteer hours have set a high standard for the future honorees. At the 2025 North Carolina Main Street Conference, Patricia was formally recognized for her outstanding contributions on March 13th in the presence of her family, members of the Zebulon's Main Street Board. The honor was presented by Kenny Flowers, Assistant Secretary of Rural Development, and Chief Deputy Secretary Jordan Whitcher. And we just have a little photo here we want to present to you of you receiving your recognition. Next, we have public comment.
Right up on the paperwork over there, sir.
Can't lose it.
The next one over, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
First, for public comment is Ms. Jennifer Acevedo Holmes.
Just so you know, we're one of the first club here, and I just talked about the award, they only let them sign this, but the coaches let you know.
Or can y'all hear me okay? Awesome. All right, can everyone hear me loud and clear? Yes?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good evening, Mayor York, Commissioner, town staffs. It's an honor to stand here beside my community. These are my neighbors, my friends, and my family who care deeply about Zebulon and believe in building a stronger, more connected community. My name is Jennifer Acevedo Holmes, formerly Boren. I reside in Weaver's Pond, right here in Zebulon. I'm also first-generation American, and I identify as a Latina. I'm a part of the queer community, and I'm a mother to a neurodivergent son. I'm also the founder, president, and CEO of Community Culture Celebrations, C3. C3 is a nonprofit founded in Zebulon, and we're here to create spaces where culture is celebrated, voices are uplifted, and everyone feels like they belong. Tonight, I'll quickly highlight 3 community-driven initiatives that reflect the values we share, which are access, visibility, and belonging. First, I'm thrilled to share that we've officially submitted the application and site plan for Zebulon's first Latino Festival in August 2025. This is more than just an event. It's a celebration of culture and connection with music, food, dance, family activities, and live performances. We're organizing this in partnership with La Grande NC, one of the largest Latino radio stations in the region. We're requesting town support through fee reimbursements and shared services like street closures and public safety. This is about visibility, pride, and inclusion. With your support, we can make history and set a precedent for celebrating diversity in our town. Next, I want to celebrate with a recent win, thanks to the collaboration with our town staff. The Spanish translated athletic field rental forms are now available online again. This small step with big impact for Spanish-speaking families. And to build on this progress, we're asking the town to add a dedicated email option for submitting applications versus in-person submissions, especially for field and vendor use. This will make the process easier for residents facing transportation, schedule, or language barriers. A simple change that makes access more equitable. Lastly, we're also in early discussions with town staff about improving language access at public meetings. Right now, Spanish-speaking community residents often can't fully engage because there is no live interpretation. My ask is that we keep moving forward together to implement a consistent interpretation option so that all residents, regardless of language, can take part in shaping our community. These aren't just initiatives, they're opportunities to reflect the Zebulon we all believe in. Connected, inclusive, and community-led. Zebulon's 2030 vision speaks of a town that is vibrant and united. These efforts helping bring that vision to life in real, tangible ways. I'm proud to call Zebulon home. I'm grateful for our partnership with the town staff, and I'm excited for what we can continue to build together. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and for hearing me and us tonight. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Si se puede, siempre unidos. Gracias.
Next for public comment, George Roa.
What's going on, everybody? I'm George Roa. I'm at 744 Rosemary Drive in Zebulon. Usually I just kind of roll with this, but I've prepared a little speech for you guys tonight. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, and staff. My name is George, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm here to share an exciting new grassroots initiative that's all about strengthening communication, building community, and making Zebulon more inclusive for our growing Latino population. First off, that What Jen said was incredible, and 100% support that, and I feel like that's a hard act to follow, but I've recently launched a Facebook group called Zebulon en Español, and the mission is simple. It's to translate important town information like tonight's agenda, your previous work sessions, and community events into Spanish so that our Spanish-speaking neighbors stay informed and feel connected. We're also using the platform to highlight Hispanic-owned businesses, promote local events, and helping new families find resources in the community. All of this has been done without funding, just volunteers' passion and the belief that information should be accessible to everyone. I'm also honored to be collaborating with two amazing community leaders. This is Ana Nieves and Patrick Cordules, who's watching. Unfortunately, couldn't be here right now. Both who are laying important foundations for Zebulon's Latino community. Let me start with Ana. She's the force behind a growing Latino young professionals meetup group, an effort she began last year to bring young Hispanic professionals together for networking, support, and learning. Each meetup is more than just a social event. It's a platform where community members share their skills and stories. From financial literacy to small business marketing, every gathering is educational and empowering. And now, thanks to some community collaboration, we've secured a venue where these events can be held regularly, and we're excited to see how we can scale it into something truly, large. Then there's Patrick Cordules. I will bring him here so you guys can meet and he can have some time to speak for you guys. He's in the early stages of planning a Spanish-speaking church here in Zebulon. He's been receiving strong support from Hephzibah Baptist Church in Wendell. They've fully thrown their support behind him because there is a need for a Spanish-speaking church in our community. But Patrick's mission goes beyond just Sunday services. He's created a community hub where Latino families can come support. There can be connection and spiritual growth. It's about establishing a space that truly reflects the culture and the needs of the people it serves. Together, the three of us are working to meet real everyday needs in our town through faith, education, business support, and civil engagement. Which brings me to my final point. With over, I think, 30% of Zebulon population now is identifying as Latino or Hispanic, I strongly encourage the town to consider hiring a bilingual communications manager. That the need is here, the interest is here, the community is ready, but the infrastructure to support engagement and access needs to catch up. As one local Hispanic business owner told me when we secured our venue, he said, "It feels like the Latinos in our area have gone into hiding." Our goal is to change that narrative, to empower, uplift, and make sure every resident feels like they belong. So I myself am from Puerto Rico, and my ancestors were Lucania. That's the name of the Taino Indian tribe they belong to. And Lucania means of the island. It was our belief that we in the island were connected. So give us the opportunity to feel the same way about Zebulon. Thank you for your time and supporting Zebulon that welcomes everyone. Did you want to?
I'm just here trying to teach the young people about financials, about, just trying to come together and help the Latino community stand out so we can all be a community here in Zebulon. Thank you.
Next, we have Ms. Eller Baxter.
Year-old sophomore who goes to East Wake. My mom went to DC a few weeks ago, and several nights ago I listened to Cory Booker speak. And this past Saturday, 5.2 million people gathered across the United States in the hands-off protest. I come before you tonight to speak on behalf of all the voices who cannot or are too afraid to speak. This poem is not meant to be comfortable, for a comfortable nation is one without change. I may be big for my age, and my voice may be loud, but it can be so easily drowned out. So scream with me now for all to hear. What America is doing is something we should fear. The land is being taken and our rights revoked. As women now, our voices are being choked. I do not put my faith in God or man, but an American person who is willing to take a stand. The dress suits you put on and the nice shoes you wear are nothing but red herrings for how much you care. I hear you talk too loud. and eat more than you should. Thank you. Get back in the kitchen and be a better cook. I do not take these comments with disdain or offense, but with pride, as clearly my voice has made some sense. I speak now for all to know. This is not right. And if one does not object, there is no army to fight. This country is made for all, not just those who can't fight. We built this place on those who couldn't predict our might. I stand in front of you now, not asking for praise, but just an ear to hear my ways. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Tanisha Thomas.
Good evening, commissioners. Good evening, town manager, city attorney, town attorney, and residents of Zebulon. My name is Tamisha Thomas, and I am being considered for the Sustainability Committee, so I want to come and introduce myself to you and my community and tell you why I would like to be considered for this position. My background is small town. I come from Owasso, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama. Came here, I've been living in Raleigh for 20 years. Relocated to Weaver's Pond, and it took me a minute to realize, and 3 speeding tickets, hold on, let me say it did, to stop and slow down and understand that this is not Raleigh, this is Zebulon. Stop and walk around Weaver's Pond in the morning time. Take in the fresh air and understand you're in a different place. A place that is experiencing a lot of growth. I really didn't want to give any more of my time because I'm a community person, so I give all my time away. So when Commissioner Miles was in my neighborhood, I was kind of running from him. I saw him come down the walkway and I ran back inside. And God said, no, I need you to go back outside, because he's gonna ask you to serve in your community. So I was wrestling with God. I was like, no, I don't wanna serve. And God said, no, I need you to go back outside. So when Commissioner Miles saw me, he said, I saw you run back inside. And was just me saying, okay, what is the next step? Because I've been working in Raleigh with schools and kids, working with Wake County schools. My daughter goes to East Wake, and I've had the opportunity to see, with working with robotics and my son, who's now a sophomore at North Carolina A&T, the diversity and the disparity between school systems. I came into Zebulon, was it elementary school, and visited many schools across Wake County. And when I went into Zebulon, I saw not everybody who participated in other schools participated with our students. And I wanted to make a difference in that point. My daughter attends East Wake, and I want to make a difference there too. I love walking around my pond, and I love being in a small area. And so it has a charm about it that is so very familiar and unfamiliar. And I think that what would it be to be able to be part of shaping Zebulon? And so I'm here tonight to introduce myself, to answer the call, and to say I'm here, willing and ready to serve. And I want to see our community remain charming, fresh air, and a great place for students to learn and grow. And our students have the same thing and access that all these other students have across Wake County. And so my name is Tamisha Thomas. If it comes up for a vote on the 17th, I want you guys to remember me and to remember that I'm willing to serve, and I'm here to answer the call. Thank you.
Next, Mary Beth Carpenter.
Good Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. I'm Mary Beth Carpenter. I reside at 214 East Horton Street, and I have been working the last 8 years as Executive Director of Preservation Zebulon. I'm here tonight to announce that we are having our third Historic Homes Tour this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have 4 homes in the historic district, 6 homes in the historic district that are open for tour along East and West Sycamore Street, along West North Street, and along Gannon Avenue. We are also proud to be partnering with the town on one education stop here, talking about education before desegregation with the Friends of Wakelawn and the Friends of Shepherd School, giving displays and artifacts and showing their works. And we'd love to have continued partnership with the town on events like this. In case anyone is interested, I do have extra flyers here, and we are delighted to be offering the Homes Tour again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Boys and Girls Club.
What we do is give them opportunity to do
a great weekend and been having a marvelous Monday. I just want to thank everyone in this room for giving us the opportunity to come up here and speak on behalf of the Zebulon Boys and Girls Club. I would say 2 weekends ago, we had an opportunity to play in a Kings and Queens tournament. And if you don't know what that is, it's a basketball tournament held by the Teen Center. It's at the Teen Center, and all the Boys and Girls Club from around the state have an opportunity to go there and compete, you know, just to see what, you know, for fun, but also to win something. We went down there, and first game, a little tough. We came out with a win. Second game, a little tough, but we came out in the win, and, you know, we was blessed to win the championship. So I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to the guys behind me, and even Miss Gabby, that's a YDP at the Zebulon Boys and Girls Club, and Mr. Rashid as well for believing in me and trusting me to be able to coach these amazing young men to a championship. And I just want to also, like I said, thank you all for believing in me, and I hope that over the weeks and months that the stuff that I was able to teach y'all, you know, it goes a long way, because y'all was able to teach me a lot about myself. So thank you all for having us here, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all's evening. Thank you.
How confident you are in your team that you just announced that they won the championship like it was no big deal. Well done, you guys. That's a huge deal.
Y'all just gonna stay in front of us. That is so rude. Go, you good, baby. Do your thing. You good. No, you're fine. I'm just short.
Yeah.
Next, we will have the
We need to approve the consent.
consent agenda approval. Is there a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor? Motion passed. Thank you.
I don't think so. That's what she meant. That's the same thing.
New business, Parks Recs. Director Long.
We have 2 event requests from the public, and I'm going to first address the Boys and Girls Club, and then second, we will highlight Angel Prince. Both of these events have come before you years prior, so you'll be fairly familiar with both events. There's no substantial change to either. So I'm going to start with the 8K request for the Boys and Girls Club. And give me just a second to make sure I get it out for you. We do, I believe I saw John. Yes, there he is. So John Hanlon here is representative for the Boys and Girls Club that has submitted the application. We've worked with him in the past, so any questions that I'm not immediately available to answer or might not be the best person to answer, John will be able to support that request. So the first highlight I want to make is that this is an 8K. It previously was a 5K. Last year was the first year, or no, the second year of the 8K. So this will be the third year of it being an 8K. If you recall, last year we worked with the Boys and Girls Club to pull the race off of Arundel Avenue. For many years, the 5K had used a lane shift on Arundel, but as our town has grown, it just got to be very concerning to us, just with the amount of traffic and the way the race was growing, that there was a safety concern there. We even heard from some of the participants that they would have preferred it move off of Arundel. So John and his team worked very well with us last year to identify a new route. It worked well, is my understanding. We were able to keep everybody off of Arundel and still meet the needs of the 8K. So nothing has changed in that regard. Last year, we also worked with the Boys and Girls Club to make sure that there were some safety mechanisms in place, specifically at the different intersections throughout the race, and their team, to our understanding, did a great job coordinating their volunteers and distributing them along the race. And so it's our understanding that that will continue. That's the plan, unless there are additional feedback or comments from the board regarding that. The specific date request is September 20th, 2025. From the event setup is 7 a.m. to 10:30. The event time is 10:30 a.m. to noon, down from noon to 1 p.m. They are looking to utilize the back portion of the parking lot area for some of their event staging. We're in the grassy area. They will close a portion of Judge Street immediately in front of the police department down to the next street, and that will be to help with the timing system so that we can keep people safe as they leave the race and they return from the race. But that will be just a temporary closure in that spot. Everywhere else on the race, it will be able to remain open for the residents and the traffic through, and that's why the importance of having the volunteers along the route to make sure the runners know where their route is, but also to just be that visual presence that there's things going on, there's a race going on, and there'll be signage as well. We have reviewed the special event standard amongst the events team. There is a request in addition to utilize town hall grounds as well as that temporary street closure. There's also a request to waive fees related to this event. Part of the fee schedule, the town could charge up to $2,622.70. If you do approve this, staff may have to request a budget amendment to cover expenses that the departments may incur before the end of the fiscal year. This is something that you're approving for next fiscal year. So not knowing what that budget is going to be, that's just something we need to take into consideration, is that there could be additional expenses for the departments. I will pause there and see if there's any specific questions that you have about this race. Yes.
I have two. Okay. The first one is for you, and if the fees are waived, can you, do you still have time to put that into the budget, or are we past that process?
I would say that we have time to incorporate that. Okay. Now we can definitely work with the manager's office, finance, and the board to make sure that we identify that moving forward.
Okay. And John, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Along the route, can I ask that you and your team chalk the route just for added safety so that even if there is not a volunteer present, that the runners don't go off course accidentally?
Sure, yep.
Okay, awesome.
issue.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
Did you want to speak, John?
I just appreciate it letting me come up here. Thank you, Commissioner, Mayor, and staff. And this is the third year doing the 8K. We did the 5K for about 10 years, so we're excited about doing this. And look forward to doing it again this year. Commissioner Miles and Commissioner Davis has been out the last 2 years supporting us. So thank you for coming out and helping us. And each year, first year was a little rough because of the weather, but last year was a real good turnout. A lot of people from out of town came, and the kids had a good time. And that's the biggest thing, is letting the kids run, and really enjoyed it. Brought energy to the old runners like me. But I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me come out here and talk about it.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the board?
Mayor, in front of you, you have Resolution 2025-12, and if it's your pleasure to go ahead and make a motion on this adoption, we will ask that you be specific in whether or not your motion includes a waiver, partial waiver, or full waiver at the time of adoption.
I guess I do have one more question, because I just assumed that there was also going to be a 5K element as well, but it's just the 8K now?
It's an 8K with a 1K.
Okay.
So it makes it like a 10K.
Okay, all right.
Too many Ks.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments from the board? Is there a motion?
We approve Resolution 2025 with a complete waiver.
Second. We have a
Oh, excuse me.
motion and a second. Any other questions, comments?
I'd just like to ask that after the event, that either John or someone come back and give us a little recap as far as how it went, maybe how much was raised for the Boys and Girls Club, and just let us know, like perhaps do some future casting for us.
That's great. I'll do that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions, comments? Roll vote. Commissioner Baxter?
Favor.
Commissioner Miles?
Favor.
Commissioner Harrison? Commissioner Clark? Commissioner Davis?
Favor.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't see Brandon for a minute, and I didn't want to recognize him if he wasn't in here. So I'm going to go on to our second event. This is the Angel Print Awareness Walk. We typically see both of these events at the same time because this is, I believe, the fourth year. Is that right? Third? Fourth year, yes. So I wanted to just give a brief overview for those that might not be familiar, and the same that I did with the 8K. The Angel Print Corporation is a nonprofit that serves Zebulon in the greater area to support and bring awareness to families that have experienced pregnancy loss, stillbirth, and infant loss, as well as share compassion and hope to those mothers, couples, and families who have experienced this type of tragedy. As I mentioned, this is an event that has occurred previously in the community. They have been held here at the Town Hall campus on the front lawn. They do hold a 3K awareness walk, but that walk does not require the closure of any town streets or lane shifts. They utilize the front walking or the front driving loop, which is closed for the event itself, and then they utilize the sidewalk along Arundel for the awareness walk. So there is no requirement to close a street. The event is proposed for Saturday, October 11th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. for setup, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the event, and 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for cleanup. Let's see. The event the event organizers have requested a fee waiver, which is at the discretion of the board. And I don't think I mentioned this before, but we've seen this several times. We do include in your packet your criteria for reviewing that, and we've provided you with an assessment of that for your consideration. If you were to apply, and I'm sorry, it says 2023, but that should say 2025 on the physical analysis on page 44. But part of the fiscal year 2025 fee schedule, you could charge up to $1,567 to support this event. So similarly to the last motion, when you go to adopt this resolution, if you so choose, you'll need to specifically state if you want to do a full waiver, no waiver, or a partial waiver. And if you have questions for Brandon, he is here available to answer your questions.
No.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the board, town management, town staff. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Brandon Wiggins. I'm co-founder of Angel Prince Corporation. As Sheila stated, we are a nonprofit that's been serving Zebulon for the past 3 years now. Wanted to take a moment to express just sincere gratitude to the board, to the mayor and the board for you guys' continued support of our organization. We're in our 3rd year of operation, and each year we've seen substantial growth in the organization and in the individuals and the families that we've been able to reach and support. Just last year in 2024, we were able to support 87 families with our outreach program.
Awesome.
And to date, we've supported 206 families
Awesome.
via our outreach program. With our awareness events, just last year, we supported 129 people. To date, that number is 230. So last year especially, we saw a big spike in our engagement and our event participation. And we owe that to not only the awareness part, getting the word out, but to the support from the town and from our community. So we're just grateful, and we're happy to be able to do this again.
Thank you.
Any questions, comments from the board?
I'd like to make a motion, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion that we approve Resolution 2025-13 full waiver.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions, discussion?
I would just like to ask the same thing of you that I did of Mr. Hanlon, that you come back before us afterwards and kind of give us a little synopsis of how the event went and, you know, the kind of response that you had, just a little bit like what you did tonight, but kind of sometime after the event happens.
Absolutely, I'll be glad to.
Awesome, thank you.
Questions, comments from the board? Roll vote. Commissioner Davis.
Favor.
Commissioner Clark. Commissioner Harrison. Commissioner Miles.
Favor.
Commissioner Baxter. Motion passes. Thank you. Next, Judge Street annexation.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. So this is a pretty straightforward annexation, but I'm going to go through a couple of slides just to help you guys understand what the ask may be for this particular case. So Judge Street lots right at the end of this street for annexation. So it's 2 properties, and the applicant was William J. Pennington II. The owners are DJI Properties, LLC. The property address is a 0 address, which means that it just doesn't have an address assigned. So it's 0 West Judge Street, so it's on Judge Street. The PIN numbers for the 2 parcels are 27050744425 and 27050744498. And these are important because we don't have an assigned address. This is how we identify what these parcels are from the other 0 addresses on Judge Street. The acreage, the combined acreage is 0.8 acres. So public hearing notification, public hearing signs were posted on both lots. Mailed notices were sent out for all neighbors within 750 feet of the property. The newspaper had it in both last Friday's issue as well as the previous Friday, and that is in the Wake Weekly. And then it was also posted on the town website under the Planning Department tab. So as you can see here, the dark red means that it's within, those are properties that are within our corporate limits. And so whenever you're annexed in, you're being added into our corporate limits. And the light pink is properties that are within our ETJ or extraterritorial jurisdiction, which is assigned Zebulon zoning, but is not taxed in a way that a property in the corporate limits are taxed. As well as those lots are not served by water and sewer from City of Raleigh, which is who provides our water and sewer. And so in order to get that water and sewer, these lots must annex. And so that is why this is being presented to you today. And so, as I said, these two lots, as they're in our ETJ, are assigned zoning, and so they're within our R4 district, which is the residential neighborhood district. If you have any questions about what that district classification means, feel free to ask it after this presentation. So annexation standards, so whenever we're looking at an annexation, these are the following standards that we have to look at as to do they have a complete application and can it be annexed into the town. So do we have owner's approval? Yes. Can services be provided? Yes. Debt obligations, so whether there's any debt on the property, and then as well, public health, safety, and welfare. And so these are all things that you guys will consider tonight as you make your decision. So staff recommendation, staff recommends approval of the proposed annexation and adoption of ordinance 2025-28 if the board finds the standards of section 2.2.2.g are met. And I'm here to answer any questions that you may have.
Questions, comments from the board?
Does the resolution involve, cover both PIN numbers?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it does.
Okay.
I didn't hear her, but they will pay for the sewer lines and all that? Okay.
Yeah, so they'll work with City of Raleigh to figure out those sewer lines, but any sewer line extension will be paid for by whoever's developing that lot. And it would be developed for residential infill.
Any other questions, comments from the board? Hearing none, I will call for a public hearing of the annexation for the public to express thoughts, ideas, concerns, and opinions regarding the proposed request. The Board of Commissioners, staff, and applicants will not engage in dialogue at this time. If the public has questions pertaining to the annexation request, please contact town staff or applicant following the annexation public hearing. The public hearing is now open. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the annexation? Hearing none, is there anyone who wishes to speak against the annexation? Hearing none, is there anyone who wishes to speak neither for or against the annexation? Hearing none. So this time I will close the public hearing. And we have a sample motion.
I hereby move to approve ordinance 2025-28 for the annexation of Wake County PIN 27050744425 and 27050744498 into the Zebulon corporate boundaries, finding that the standards of section 2.2.2G are met.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. Discussion? Comments? Questions? Hearing none, we'll have a roll vote. Commissioner Baxter.
Favor.
Commissioner Miles.
Favor.
Commissioner Harrison.
Favor.
Commissioner Clark. Commissioner Davis. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Great job, Kate.
the, I got it, yeah. That was pulled from consent, property acquisition. Director Long? Commissioner Davis.
Nothing major. If you can just give us a brief synopsis, an update of what's going on with the acquisition, just letting the citizens know what we're acquiring, just briefly what this is.
Absolutely.
Thank
Not a problem. Here we go. So the Board of Commissioners are considering to ratify a contract to purchase 305 and 307 South Arundel per terms that were agreed upon by the Board of Commissioners at the March work session and closed session. For a property acquisition contract, it must be approved in open session, so that's why it is coming back before you. And so we want to just make sure that the public is aware that we are purchasing 305 and 307 South Arundel. If you're not familiar with where these two properties are, they are in between the community center and community park. They're the only two parcels that separate the community center and the park. The master plan identifies the need to expand community park. We also know that there's going to be need to expand or build upon the community center or build elsewhere upon the community center that we already have. The master plan specifically identifies some things within community park that the citizens had shared in our community engagement that they would like. An example of that is a splash pad. While the plan identifies possible locations for that, this is another possible location for that. As we've gone through this process, we recognize that the parcels are available now, not necessarily 5 years from now when we might be ready to make substantial renovations, or 2 years from now. And so the opportunity presented itself, and I think that recognizing we have to expand our the acreage available to us for recreation. There's an immediate need for us to expand it for the purposes of adding facilities so that we can serve our citizens and meet the needs that were identified in the master plan and that will continue to be identified. And so what the plan is at this point is to secure this property, and then as soon as we get funding to move forward with the board, we are going to work on a site plan. That would be our best course of action next, is that you would work on a site plan that takes a look at all of those parcels combined, and it presents the best plan forward, and it absolutely incorporates the community. It'll be a process you'll be very familiar with, such as the Little River Park process. We'll take elements from the master plan. We'll take elements from the recent How We Play community engagement to just check in and see, does the master plan still reflect the needs of the community? So we'll take elements from that, and we'll work with the community, we'll work with our advisory board, we'll work with the board to just make sure that we bring a solid plan that maximizes the resources available to us. So we're really excited that this opportunity came before us. The town had an opportunity many, many years ago when the property came up for sale and we weren't in a position to be able to buy it. And I think being able to close that gap between the community center and the community park will be very valuable to the citizens for many, many, many years. So I thank the board for supporting us in this endeavor. And are there any additional questions that you had for me? Is that kind of what you were looking for?
That was more than I was looking for, so I'm grateful. Thank you.
But it was good.
That was very good. That was very good. Just wanted you to get a chance to explain to the community what we're doing. This is something very exciting. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a big deal for us.
And just to know that our citizens want to be engaged, want to be involved, so this is a great opportunity. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Questions or comments?
Do you just need us to ratify it?
Absolutely.
I'll have to call for a motion. Is there a motion to approve? I don't see the numbers.
We just need a motion to ratify the contract
Okay.
in the agenda.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we ratify Resolution adopting.
Yes.
I make a motion that we ratify whatever you need, Sheila, and for is the purchasing of the property. Is that good enough? You good to go?
So you're making a motion to ratify the contract that is in your agenda packet, if that makes it easier.
I make a motion that we ratify the contract that is in our agenda packet.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion, questions, comments? Roll vote. Commissioner Baxter?
In favor.
Commissioner Miles?
Favor.
Commissioner Harrison? Commissioner Clark? Commissioner Davis? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Next, manager's report.
Yeah, I just want to do a real quick hiring update. First, I'll start with the positions that have been posted and closed. Communications manager closed on April 5th. We had 122 applications received and reviewed. There were 15 virtual interviews and screenings that are scheduled. For the HR director, that position closed on April 5th. We received 75 applications and reviewed 75 applications, and we're getting those scheduled now. For the IT specialist, that position closed on March 14th. We received 181 applications. 16 of those applications have been forwarded to IT for review. Next, I'll go into our open positions. We have a public works director that was posted on NeoGov Central Pines COG on March 14th. Extended the closing date to April 12th from April 5th. We've received 23 applications to date. Next position is Equipment Operator 2, posted on February 23rd. It'll remain open until 2 positions are filled. We've got our Public Works Ops Manager. That was an internal posting that was posted on April 4th, and it closes on April 12th. No applications received to date. We also have a running police officer position posted that was posted on April 4th. That's a single posting covering multiple levels: police cadet, police officer first class, senior police officer, and police corporal. It'll remain open. There are 2 to 4 positions needed. Then we also have the part-time recreational aide 2. It was posted on April 4th, and this is a year-round position, reposted with an updated job description. Real quick budget update. We have completed our budget survey. It's on our website right now, so please go there and let your voice be heard about what types of things you'd like to see in this budget. That survey is live. We don't have it in Spanish yet, but we're working behind the scenes to get the Spanish version available to be online tomorrow. That concludes my report.
Any questions, comments from the board?
Thank you.
Thank you. Board comments, Commissioner Harrison.
Thank you, Mayor. And good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here this evening. It's so exciting to look out and see so many advocates for our community. Just wanted to report first thing, on March 27th, I had the opportunity to attend a one-day conference in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And the topic of that conference was about regional mixed use and how sports, particularly youth sports, can be an economic driver for local government and small municipalities like ours. It was an extremely great conference. So I was able to meet a few different people that have invited some of us down to the area to look at some different things and some different properties and how they have used their regional mixed use to increase economic development. And they are very familiar with Zebulon. So I'm excited to be able to continue to build that network and to extend, to offer that information to our board members as well as our economic development and different partners to see what they are doing that we could possibly use in our community. It was an amazing conference, and so I just wanted to report back out on that. In addition to that, I want to bring up a situation. Interim Chief Grossman, if you would please come up. As a lot of us know, there was a break-in a few days ago at the Dollar Tree here in Zebulon in the Wedgewood Shopping Center. After that evening, I received a few messages from business owners in that shopping center that had concerns about the safety of the shopping center, both during the day and in the evenings. As you know, we have a gym that's open 24 hours a day. You have just the different businesses that are doing different things. And so two of the business owners in particular just wanted to make sure that we are aware of what's happening in the shopping center. And if you could just speak to how we are securing that area, what we are doing to ensure that our citizens are safe all times of the day in that area.
Yes, it was good for you to bring this stuff up to me tonight, and we'll look into that, and I'd love for the business owners to contact us just to let us know what's going on, times, location, who they see, and that's always our biggest thing, that everybody else can be where we can't be all the time. We may be tied up or something, so the people are our eyes too to call us and let us know. No calls to just a suspicious person, that's something to call about. We did have that morning, and then the next day they talked to some business owners and checked some things. Those individuals did hit 2 other places, one in Middlesex and one in Franklin County that morning, all within 2 hours, so they were kind of on a traveling mission there. We do always do assessments of the area. I think the next night, following night, the night shift guys did the assessment. That's most time we do our security assessments at night so that we can see how good is the visibility of everything, for residents to be bushes, trees in the way, and then the lighting, that's a big thing, and I know that has been brought up over there at that shopping center before. The lighting, I'm pretty sure we did an assessment. I heard the guy, we were talking this morning in a meeting about that area, and there's a tremendous amount of lights out in that shopping center. So we'll add that hopefully to the list and to check those out. But we just need people to call our guys. They do park and walks and code 18s every night, so they could have been there at 3 o'clock. I didn't, check the times when they've been through there or, how their call volume was, but they'll go through and do security checks, pull the doors and make sure everything's okay. But, of course, the eyes could be watching us when we go through and then target when we leave. So. But the fitness center, that is a big time concern. I know a lot of the guys do their high visibilities out there, which they just park out there to type their reports and do stuff like that. So we just encourage anybody to call us whenever they see anything, and we'll respond, because you never know. It may be somebody there planning something and hadn't carried out the action yet, and we may be able to stop them before they do it.
Thank you so much.
And so what number do you encourage people to call if they have an after-hours observation that they would like to have checked out?
Yep, it's the non-emergency one. It's the 919-829-1911. And that goes to our communication center that handles it after hours for us. So I know a lot of people don't like to call 911 just for something like that, but that's the number to call.
More time?
919-829-1911.
Thank you so very much.
No problem.
Thank you. And lastly, for the board and for the community, I will be representing Zebulon and the North Carolina Black elected municipal officials at the 19th Annual North Carolina Black Summit, April 17th and 18th, as a panel leader on the 18th for a luncheon hosted by Congresswoman Valerie Foushee. So I invite you all to attend, tune in, and just hear all the great things that I will bring to the platform and as it reflects our amazing community. Thank you.
Commissioner Clark.
I know the citizens are concerned about the town and that so much is going on and we have a lot of vacancies, but we are all trying really hard to work together and get this taken care of. And we're glad to see you here supporting us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Commissioner Davis.
I just want to recognize this evening, as we all saw, the amount of diversity that is in this community. I think it's beyond beautiful. Our town continues to grow, and as we grow, we're going to continue to thrive. So to see representation in our community and them charging us to support that, that tonight just moved me, and it tells me that this board is working diligently to be active in the town, working with each and every one of these citizens above and beyond. So I just want to give kudos to each one of us for the work that we put in. It's not easy. This is a 24/7, around the clock job. Our phones are constantly ringing, emails, text messages, concerns, questions, wanting to get involved, wanting to participate, ideas. So I just think it's really beautiful, and tonight really spoke to that. So I just want to go ahead and give some recognition to that. Thank you.
Commissioner Baxter?
So I'm so excited that we have had such an amazing turnout from the Latino community this evening, because they've brought forth two very important projects that are so very needed. As I've said before, with a third of our population identifying as Latino, I couldn't be more delighted, and I can't wait to partner with both of these groups to enrich what we do here as a town, and to make sure that all of the voices for the people in our community are heard, and that they feel loved and safe and welcome. I would encourage everyone to look for the Zebulon en Español Facebook page and to sign up for it, because that is going to be the best way that, if your native language is Spanish, for you to be able to digest information in the manner in which it's more comfortable for you. So thank you to C3 and Zebulon en Español. I'm super excited for all the accomplishments from the kids in our community recently. I mean, we've got some rocking and rolling going on. Not only do we have basketball championship winners, but we have someone that placed very, very high up in the Boys and Girls Club Student of the Year, and I'm hoping that we can honor Miss Zion as soon as she's done being honored at the Wake County level for her wonderful performance. If you guys have an opportunity to, please check out the Visit Raleigh magazine that just dropped a little while ago. I think that our collaboration with Visit Raleigh really yields a lot of fantastic press and exposure for our town, and I think that you'll be delighted with the 2-page spread that Zebulon has, and those magazines are available for you guys to pass out to people that might be looking for something to do, and it's this most recent Visit Raleigh magazine. We have got some really exciting businesses coming, and some of them we just can't discuss yet, but I'm so tickled, and these are businesses that folks have been asking for and that the town has indicated that we need, and I think in very short order, things are going to start to pop and happen, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without the fantastic work of our economic developer, Shannon Johnson. She's been just working overtime to bring some really exciting things our way. So just stay tuned, because I think that everybody's going to be pretty delighted. April 26th, we have Spring Fest, and I am a little bit trepidatious, because every time we have a festival these days, it seems to grow not by a couple hundred, but by a couple thousand. And so I know that this is going to be no exception, and that we're going to have a really fantastic event. And so come and visit, bring an open heart and a love of food, because we're going to have lots of wonderful restaurants and food trucks and opportunities for kids. So that's going to be pretty exciting. And on a more personal note, when I was in DC advocating for our town a couple weeks ago, I didn't just speak to our reps, and I wanted you to know why. Because I think that even though speaking to whether it's Ted Budd's office or Senator Tillis's office or Congresswoman Deborah Ross's office. That's all important, but we have very good connections with those lawmakers already. And so I stuck my head in quite a few other states' offices to just say, I might not be from your state, but I'm a constituent and I'm from a small town, and here are the areas in which I have concern, and here are the ways that I think that you could help not only my town, but towns in the areas where you represent as well. And so I had many, many days on Capitol Hill having a lot of conversations. Some of them were tricky. Some of them were a little bit disheartening, but both myself and Commissioner Miles and Commissioner Davis were having those conversations that needed to be had to make sure that people still care about what's going on in small towns and that they pay attention to our need for grant appropriations requests and funding for important infrastructure projects. And finally, I will be transitioning into the role of President of the Women in Municipal Government in North Carolina at the end of the month, and I am excited to be working both with the wonderful women that are part of municipal government here in Zebulon, but also from across the state to try to build relationships and foster collaboration amongst the powerful leaders that we have in municipal government. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to serve in that capacity as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Commissioner Miles?
No comments, sir.
Just wanted to touch on a few things here. April 9th at Boys and Girls Club, they will be having their grand opening of the American Tower. Is a digital Dreamers Center at the Zebulon Club here in Zebulon. So that's at 4 o'clock, from 4 to 5, April 9th, this Wednesday. This board will also be traveling to Wake Tech East to participate in a closed session with our county commissioners concerning the Mudcat Stadium. So, of course, you know, it's a closed session, so we won't be able to talk about it until we make some decisions on the direction of what we want to do with the stadium for next year. Also, we have National League of Municipalities Conference coming up at the end of this month, April?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Last 29th, 30th, and the 1st. City Vision, and it will be in Greenville. And I think most of the board are attending. So thank you for your attendance. And thank you. We have on our agenda a closed session for personnel discussions as allowed by North Carolina General Statutes 143-318-11 for the purpose of personnel discussion. Is there a motion to go into closed session? And before we go into closed session, and is there a second? Okay, all in favor? And before we go into closed session, 10-minute recess.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Meet in the middle.